Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge and also prayer. Pledge allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Ray.
Prayer for the new year. Heavenly Father, as we step into this new year, we thank you for the lessons of the past and the hope that lies ahead. Guide our hearts and minds in this meeting that our plans may align with your will and bring blessing to those around us. May unity, wisdom, and gratitude shape our journey in the year to come. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Chief Fernandez.
Here.
James Sheremy.
Here.
Harley Stelly.
Here.
Lauren Gonzalez.
Here.
Brian Bartholomew. Michael Ciano.
Got a full board here. Chief of Police here. Well, welcome tonight. Again, this is Wednesday, January the 14th, so we want to welcome y'all. It's still cold. We got some more cold weather coming, so hopefully it dodges us because we don't need cold weather over here. And T. Joe, you're still in short pants. So we're going to get started tonight, so welcome. All right, let's move on to item 4, person's requests. Madam Clerk, you had anybody?
2026 Mardi Gras Parade, T. Joe Augustine.
Come on up, Mr. T. Joe.
Okay, I have that, I'm going to give each one of y'all. Could take a long time with my hands, huh?
You got enough?
I hope so. Yeah.
Okay, you got it?
I thought I counted right.
Oh, she got enough?
And I'm going to send to the town hall, this copy. Okay, I guess I should have been here a little sooner because I see on Facebook people asking a lot of questions about the parade. So I'll try to be a little earlier next year as far as the time period before the parade. But as you see on the sheet, it tells you that the parade is on the 15th, the Sunday, like it always is, the Sunday before Mardi Gras Day at 1 p.m. from Blackberry Lane to the end of Oak Street. It goes down and past, that's Cisco's back bar back there. And there's a, there's a empty lot where it makes it easy for them to turn or sit or whatever they want to do. And on here we have like no horses, no ATVs or motorbikes. There's no entry fee. Just we ask that you be there at noon to line up, and the parade starts at 1. And there's a little map on there too. And I'll have this on Facebook on the Grand Isle Mardi Gras Parade Facebook page. I also want to ask that we so far don't have a king or queen yet. So I would like the town to help sponsor the king and queen. Things I'd like to ask is that they'll need, I think we had this before, Ida, a crown, a scepter, and a cape. And from what I understand, those are gone. We'd like to get one for the king and queen, one each. Scepter, crown, and cape. And that could cost like $500 apiece. And that's not very elaborate. Then I'd like to ask also that you would give a certain $500 each for throws. That would help if we have someone who would like to be king or queen who doesn't have a lot of money. And that would be like the town supporting the parade. That would help us to make the parade better. And Leo and Peanut, and there might be a few other people involved in that, are now going to be called the Crew of Jean Lafitte, like the old crew. And they said they would be in charge of those monies to make sure
Yeah.
that it gets done right.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we have a motion by Brian, we have a second.
Second.
By Laura, all in favor, signify aye.
Aye.
I'd just like to make sure we know where the money's coming from.
Grand Isle Community Fair account.
The what?
The Grand Isle Community Fair account.
Okay, so we have money, we had $2,000, right?
Plenty of money in that account.
Okay. I vote for it.
Okay.
So it's going to be on a reimbursable?
What you mean?
They're going to turn in receipts to get reimbursed?
Well, I think he said they were gonna have a organization that's gonna be in charge of the Crew of Jean Lafitte.
There's an official organization to write the payment to?
If they, well, that's right, we have to do a cooperative endeavor agreement between them, correct? So,
Well,
we
they,
can do it two ways. Either they can, form the organization, or we can get the cooperative endeavor agreement, or like Bonnie said, they can provide the stuff and we can reimburse.
We'll discuss it further litigation.
It's just, I'll come to town hall and talk to you about it,
either way, yeah,
okay?
okay. Anything else?
Oh, that's it.
Thank you, good job. Let's give a good hand for
Okay,
TJ.
thank y'all very much, appreciate the help.
Okay, let's move on to item 5, December the 10th, the town council meeting. Look at it, have any changes? If you don't, we need a motion to go ahead and accept.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Okay, move by Lauren, need a second? By Brian, all in favor, signify aye. Any opposed? So be it, okay? All right, let's move on to bids, public hearing, discussion of the possible action of the town of Grand Isle.
Discussion and possible action by the town council on the award of a curbside residential and business solid waste material collection pursuant to the town of Grand Isle's request for proposals.
Okay, discussion,
I'd like to introduce discussion on it. It's been brought to my attention that there was a discrepancy on the proposals from the electronic copies and the hard copies that went out. Mainly, the electronic copies maintained a residential requirement for cans that aren't to be picked up. And it was, I know when at Huff Work, we had scratched it off, and it got taken off of the hard copy that was put out. It was left into the electronic copies and could be used to bid on. And so, in fairness, I would ask if first Pelican would consider a 30-day extension on the contract that we have right now, to allow an opportunity to look at it and negotiate, make sure everything is apples to apples. Not asking for a rebid, asking just to go and make sure that we don't come back and find out we have to, everybody has to get those large containers.
So everybody received their hard copies, correct?
I'm not sure of that. I'm told that the people, one of the people who bid, they had, on page 13 on the electronic copies requires that the proposal is for a 95 gallon can to be supplied. And that's the kind of things that we can be straightened out before we go and declare or award it. I'd like to see if we work
You
that out.
losing me on here,
And-
yeah, I'm not quite understanding.
I don't think they could hear you.
I'm not understanding.
Okay. Well, it comes down to, we didn't have the proposal set up where it was apples to apples. We have one person,
We sent out one proposal, huh?
no, two,
Yes.
and
One
electronic.
proposal was advertised, and it doesn't say specifically how you have to do your business. That's,
The electronic copies on page 13 of it says that it has to be a 95 gallon. That wasn't taken out as it should have been.
You said it was supposed to be taken out.
Yeah, It caused confusion, and it caused us to get bids that are not equal. In other words, anyway, I'd like to hear from the
Sure.
the two bidders who proposed it,
Okay.
if they have anything to say on it. If you will, come up to the podium and just, if you can
Hi.
explain it better than I just tried to.
Okay, I'm Jolene Johnson with Waste Pro. On page 13, it did say that we had to supply a dumpster, a cart, to the residential and small business units, every unit. So when it has the word residential in there, it wouldn't be a big steel front-load dumpster, it would be a regular cart at the residential units as well. That's what.
Which, and you should, if you would, please come on.
No
up.
one ever brought that to my attention until right now, so.
If he's complaining about that, it's only $1.50 more a home per cart, so we still way cheaper than them. So if they want to discuss about that, you want to go back out and ask them, we gave our best price. They seen our price. You want to go back and ask them, they can give you a price better than we can.
Now, what I'm curious about, though, because if you want to go that route, the original bid here I'm seeing, because if it's done electronically, you per unit per month is $19,028. But yet, on a packet, handwritten, now all of a sudden, your per unit is now
No,
handwritten
we
after
build-
the fact.
We build the town, and we've always built the town, $9,200 for all units. We don't build each individual customer.
But depending on the bid, electronically, so really, we should be going by
I mean,
what
that's
you
up
said,
to y'all if y'all wanna
$19,000.
do it, but
But
I
what
think
we're
it's
trying
not
to
fair
say,
practice.
but what we're trying to do is make sure it's fair game for both.
Right.
Because if that's the case, and you rather us just go, then obviously I don't want to pay $19,000 a month
Right.
if I'm going off by what you put in there.
Again, that's totally up to y'all, what y'all want to do.
I mean, we just want to make sure it's fair game for both companies,
Right.
I got a
I'm
question.
bidding 19,000 for 157 commercial units.
but you didn't put that in there, so that's why we want
They
to
didn't
agree
ask
to
that.
negotiate.
They just
Right,
said
it asks it says on here, per unit.
Right.
That's one of the discrepancies on it that is I've gone on record and said, I will not vote for a garbage increase to our residents, and I stand by that. But I also feel that if we're gonna send something out for proposal, it should be, should have the opportunity to go apples to apples, not apples to oranges. And what we have here is two instances where it's not apple to apple through no fault of the bidders. Again, this is on our end.
Let me just say this, we had a lawsuit filed in Hancock County because it didn't say that you had to provide cards. We bid it without cards. The other company bid it with cards, we bid it higher and they won it. And we lost that lawsuit.
Well, I am not proposing that this should ever go to a lawsuit, and in fact, I really hope it wouldn't. I'd like to do everything I
You
can,
do
but
whatever you want.
I'm sorry?
If you want to choose tonight and have Waste Pro do your service, you can do that.
That's not what we're trying to
No.
say. We're trying to
No.
get something,
I
agree to
understand that.
negotiate the two,
Yeah.
to where it's fair game for both. Because looking at this, I don't think it's fair to both, because it truly doesn't
I would've
specify,
did my
have any
homework. I would've
specifics.
called and asked questions, I would have made sure I did my homework.
But I mean, they bid, according to that, they bid according to electronic proposal that was submitted.
I understand.
And that's, I mean, what homework is there to do from that? This is, it's been my experience dealing with Pelican, that you guys have been upfront and honest about everything you've done. Your service has been good. I can't fault you on service. All I'm asking is that we open up for negotiation, not rebid, but negotiations on this to clarify these two issues that have come up. I'd like to know how the rest of the council feel about it.
I got a question for Waste Pro. On y'all bidding the arm to pick up the garbage cans?
Yes.
So how's that gonna work with everybody with dumpsters, with garbage racks?
It would be in the cart, and the cart would pick it up on the arm.
So,
Through the garbage rack? Like with the garbage rack could stay?
Greg is our division manager, so he's the one that runs those special trucks.
The RFP states that we're to use 96-gallon cans with an ASL truck. With the 96-gallon can, there is no garbage rack. The can would sit flat on the street.
don't we have an ordinance for garbage racks for Grand Isle already? So we'd be overriding on the ordinance?
The wind would have the garbage cans everywhere.
We also experience on the island flooding periodically.
Right.
And if, it's not unusual, in my yard, I know, I've gotten over 12 inches of water in. They canned, if it was just on the ground, would float away, you know.
We understand that, but we were just bidding on what the RFP stated.
Right,
We're willing
I
to work.
understand that, and I'd like to say, I would like to be fair to Pelican also.
What page are y'all speaking of?
I'm sorry?
What page are they speaking of? That
The
you and I
electronic.
worked on? What page?
13.
One concern I got is we have a lot of rental companies down here, and these renters that are gonna rent it, when it's collection date, a household person like myself and everyone else, they know we need to put their garbage can a certain way for the truck to pick it up. These renters are not gonna do it, so.
No, I have that when it's on, that's what I'm saying, it's on mine, it's not.
Well, we do that service as well. I'm just saying that
But the electronic.
Y'all do,
we do rear load pickup as well.
okay.
Absolutely, yeah, but the one price that we gave was just only for the ASL.
So y'all do just manual pickups.
Yes, sir.
We do that as well, yes.
So that's, all right. So I was told that all.
That's why it's not apples to apples.
Okay, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was brought up.
Also, our price is given the whole island brand-new 96-gallon cans, so
Yeah, so that was
Okay, that's another question. Will they get one?
every resident will get one.
one for
What's the
free.
pr- What's the price if somebody has to purchase another one? Because like my house, I have 4 or 5 garbage cans. A lot of these cans got 4 or 5 garbage cans.
But they're smaller, so you could probably get away with just getting 2. And so then it would be whatever our cost is, and right now our cost is between $95 and $100 per can.
Purchase an extra one, so.
Yeah.
And the household or the camp owner would have to purchase that on their own.
Right, sure.
Would you show them your electronic copy, how it requires that?
I do have one. No. It doesn't say the 95 part. It doesn't say the 95 part. Yeah, it just, it's under front-load dumpsters. And now, really, we do have one resident that does have a front-load dumpster. So, I don't agree with that.
I'm sorry, Ryder, but
How much they charge when a customer gets a can stolen or lost?
You said $97 to $100 per can.
Not if it's
That's
stolen
not
or
And I'll replace them?
if, yes, you just do a police report, that way we can file it under our insurance and we replace it for free.
All right. All right, another concern, like on LA1, I know I got some yards that I take care of. On LA1, they don't have room to put it on the side of the shoulder of the road. We have no shoulder. And it's actually in their yard, not even facing where I want to pick up. So in that instance, y'all would have somebody get off the truck or,
The driver would get
Yeah.
out of the
Truck,
truck,
bring it.
pull it to where it can be serviced, service it, then place it back to where it originally was.
I just want to clear up all the questions I didn't get back.
Okay, where you all at, James?
My biggest concern is picking them up. Everybody just leaves, and the garbage cans will just stay there. So that y'all do have a way to do it to where y'all would get off the truck, empty it, and like without the carts, because a lot of the camp owners, they just put their garbage and they leave. Like they're not gonna wait around for the garbage to be picked up, and then
But wouldn't that be either way, even if it was in a can? They would just leave it anyways?
it goes in your garbage rack, and then the rack holds it.
But these big cans are actually meant to, from wind and all that, so they actually uphold themselves.
When I went up the road, the past 2 days, they've had big cans on their side, on the side of the road, right before Hurricane Hole, like 4 of them.
That's also the owner's
They're not there.
responsibility.
If they leave, they aren't there.
That's their responsibility.
Okay, so we're gonna have cans everywhere?
That's their responsibility.
Okay.
They gotta pick it up. You're responsible for their garbage.
So I think we need to, wait, I think we need to get a review from our attorney, because we have an ordinance in place, already in place about our dump.
Right. We also, it was understood, at least I was pretty clear on it, that anyone who picks up the garbage, they would pick up all garbage that was out. Because we can't have garbage left over because it's in excess of any container size or fitting. So that was always, that's always been, from what I understand, a major part of the contract or the proposal. So, again, that brings us back to the business service twice weekly on the per unit, per month charge of what's in the proposal, how it's written, and why that should be negotiated, cleared up, because that could be a problem.
If I could just say something about that, it was per unit on y'all RFP.
Yes.
I understand Pelican Services, the area knows how many units are in it, but we didn't know how many units, so we priced it per unit. And that's where that confusion comes from.
And on the form, it says per unit per month.
And
So
I
that's why
don't-
we have 2 prices in there for the 2 different sizes, because without having the sizes detailed on that, we put the 2 different prices for those 2 different sizes.
And that
Where
price has to be variable depending on new businesses coming to the island, businesses leaving the island.
When we put a can out.
Another thing too is like over
did
time when
give the unit
prices,
counts
I know
to
there's
y'all.
certain units, like certain elements that could cause prices to go up. Do y'all have a certain cutoff, like to not go over that much on raising prices or anything? Because I know in previous, it goes from a contract of $12, then shot to like 14, 17, now like $30. So do y'all have like a certain percentage y'all go up to?
Typically, it's whatever's published by the Department of Labor, the CPI, that's for the industry for trash and garbage
Wait,
annually.
that's in the proposal, though, the CPI index. It's usually around, historically, it's been around 3%. But that's, no matter
Right.
who's awarded, that's always a given.
Right, it should be.
But it's also in the proposal, quite sure we left it in there, that after 2 years, it's a 4-year proposal. After 2 years, if need be, you request an increase. And that's, I think, is the concern at this point. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you, are you familiar with what I'm describing?
Yeah, the price increases or the CPI? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we all are, yeah.
Let me give you a little history on that.
Yes.
We all the same, we all do the same CPI. We keep it accountable. They're not voting on the increase of bid. We went to every parish official, they do the same thing. When the inflation hit, they had to go to every one of their contracts and get that.
Right.
And if you don't believe me, go back and look at all of the information
Right, understood, and it's also included in the proposal where it can be done. Right, it's also included in the proposal where it can be done, because it doesn't help the community if.
I'm just saying that we just didn't jack up the price.
Right, but the reason it's in the proposal is people come back if things do change as drastically as they did, such as in 2021 here, we can't expect the company to work for us and go in the hole.
You had two things happen. In 21, you had a reduction in homes. You lost 400 something homes. That
Yes.
was a reduction in price. But we were still coming in the island taking the same amount of garbage out. People were refilling their cans and all that. And then in 22, you had big inflation. You had again 20% inflation.
Yeah, we did have some inflation in 22 and again in 23. Mhm. So I guess what we're concerned with, I would like to propose, like I said, a 30 days extension on the contract to be able to work out the discrepancies and not necessarily rebid, but make sure everybody's bidding on the same thing, the same service that's provided. I personally, it's convenient in a lot of places to have a container that's picked up by the arm, where here on the island, what I've seen is the amount of garbage generated on a Tuesday in the summer far exceeds what a couple of 95-gallon containers would be able to absorb from one camp. And it's not the exception, it's pretty much the rule. So thereby that gives reason for concern. The other thing is, like I say, when it floods, the cans can wash away.
And we'd be happy to provide you a price for that service.
Right.
Right.
And well, okay. I guess I'd like to get an answer, because it's mute. If we have to vote on it tonight, then it's going to be a really hard vote to get passed. So that's why I'd like to ask you is Pelican willing to give a 30-day extension on the contract?
I'm not so long on Pelican, so I'd have to go back to
Roddy, we can't hear you. Maybe come up front.
I'm not the sole owner of Pelican. I'd have to go back to ask my board if they
Right,
can do
right.
that. I couldn't give you that answer tonight.
Okay.
That being said,
Well-
we'll probably have to table it.
Defer.
No, because we're going to be voting in a little bit on canceling our January 28th meeting. So that means we wouldn't meet again till February 11th, which would mean we'd go at least 11 days without garbage being picked up. So that's not an option. The thing we can do is we can go ahead and cancel the meeting for the 28th, and call a special meeting to address this before the 28th, giving, I say Pelican, an opportunity to discuss it with the board and see what we could come out with. If he's willing to do that, and I think that's, totally up to Pelican. I can't force it.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to. But I would ask it, if we'd be willing to, and be able to negotiate this down where we are having Waste Pro come and go apples to apples on everything, and hopefully not the containers with the arms. That would be my preference. And I'll say this, one of the things that we gain by having the cans that we have is we have 2 people employed on that truck picking up the garbage. And that provides 2 jobs. So these are two people that are working, they work very hard, and they do a great job at it.
Just remember, when you go with carts, you're gonna go with cart content only. There's nothing on the sides gonna be picked up. I know they might be here in the podium telling you that, but I'm telling you, if I was at a and we have cart contents in Point Capee, St. Mary Parish, it's cart contents only.
Understood.
And remember,
that is
Yellow
not
Island
work.
floods, when that, half of those cans will float away, just like some of our dumpsters, we gotta replace them. So, and
Yeah.
that's a very highly cost,
Right.
so.
Now, I understand that. I hope that we get this resolved and negotiated without using the cards. Personally, that would work best for me. Because as I say, I find no fault in the service you've been providing. And it's been keeping the island clean. We need to continue doing that. However, that being said, I'd like to make sure that everybody bidding on the proposal are bidding on the same thing. And also give us an opportunity to fix this right here per unit amount for the business service. But that where it's at the actual amount per unit. Because that can be, in my opinion, a major sticking point.
I think that's always been like that. It's always, for years, I mean, I've been doing it for Grand House since 2000, and it's always been like that. It was a flat fee, and the town bills however
Yes.
they do. So that's how it's always been, and then we rent out the dumpster, whoever. Not every business has to get a dumpster. They can put cans out,
Right,
but some prefer having a dumpster there
convenience, right.
for convenience.
Can I ask the mayor, Mr. Mayor, can we call a special meeting so that we
Absolutely.
give Pelican a chance to get with their board and find out if they're even willing to extend that, give us some breathing through room, extend for 30 days to make sure that everybody's been on the same thing.
Yeah, I have no problem.
Does council have, anyone in council have anything to say about it? And Michael, if you can speak up also. I understand, the reason I say this, I understand you're not going to be voting, but you can enter into discussion and get your views on it, because I'd like to hear from you.
I agree with you, discuss it, put it, have more discussion on it.
So just to clarify, are we having specifics of what we're gonna be getting everybody to bid on? Is it the recommended 96-gallon cans? Is it just regular garbage cans and the things? And how the service is gonna be provided?
That verbiage of 96 can is not in there. I think, I don't agree with that it was misinterpreted incorrectly.
We can clarify where it was on the part that was saying residential on
No?
the dumpsters, right?
We do have a residential that does have a front-load dumpster, so,
One of them, we
yes,
continue to, and not every residential.
right.
That's what
And that's a common sense thing, a front-load dumpster compared to a residential unit. Yeah.
I know I would feel better if we can, again, mainly because I'm the one that started and said that I would not vote to increase our garbage rates.
Well, we all feel the same way. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, we
nobody
talked-
wants.
That's right. I mean, you know,
Look,
you know.
the reason I'm being so particular on this, we are facing a real threat of our local residents being priced off of Grand Isle. And we have to do everything we can to make sure that
Yeah.
doesn't happen. That's why these garbage rates, when we're talking $1 here, $2 there, a lot of people would think, hey, don't even squabble over it. Go ahead and do it. But you're doing this times 2,174 people every month. It adds up, month after month. And it does have an impact on our residents, their spending money.
Let me just say
Yes.
Still Grand Isle and Terrebonne and Lafourche is twice a week. Most residents are once a week service and pays almost what y'all get right now.
I'm sorry, I can't.
You know, come to the podium, man.
Just to let you know that Grand Isle, Terrebonne, and Lafourche is, and maybe St. Charles is twice a week service. Most residents are once a week service and pay $25 a household. So Grand Isle's still
Understood.
getting a pretty good deal
Yes.
for as far as it is to go back to River Birch to dump. So I'm just letting you know, if you look at price-wise and how it is, everybody, I'm gonna tell you, a garbage truck, they can tell you too, a side loader is gonna cost them $550,000.
Right, $500,000, I know.
Yeah.
So that's why this isn't just pennies and dimes that we're talking about. It's a,
And when we talk
Serious.
about camp owners, and I, you know, I heard you lady say, you know, the resident, but when those camp owners leave on Sunday afternoon, and they leave their garbage to be picked up on Monday, and it's like today, Wendy, they're gonna be all on LA1.
I know also too, when I leave to go on the weekend, I have to make sure my garbage cans are sealed and in the garage, especially when flooding
Right.
happens, or I'm gonna lose them all.
Right.
And I don't have a
And that's
container
why
holder,
the rack
so-
is there, so they can put them back
But
in
I
the
also
rack.
don't have a rack, so
Yeah.
I have to be responsible for my garbage
But
can.
you stay here and you put it out and pick it up, but the one camp owners that don't,
That's
That's
why
gonna
years
have-
ago we passed orders, because they had garbage cans all over the place.
I
We put 'em in a
remember
rack.
that. I remember
We put 'em
that
in a
years
rack.
ago. Correct.
That's the safest way to go. I mean, you get a high tide, come over LA1, the green cans are going all
Look,
over
I've
the
been
place.
involved with Grand Isle so long that even when Grand Isle was doing its own garbage, the Colley family, when they needed parts for trucks and things like that, always gave Grand Isle used parts for, and never charged. Also, we used to pull the compactor when they had it, and they would dump the compactor here. So I've always been involved. I mean, I live right above Grand Isle, so I've been a long-term resident of Lafourche. So.
thank you, Ron.
Okay.
So, can we, I move we table this and have a special meeting before the end of the month to go negotiate and the things that's in dispute. Make sure we iron that out before we award.
So, from what I'm gathering, are they bidding with the arm or without the arm?
Okay, when I say we, I'm talking about Bonnie and I had gone over the proposal and put it, and it's without the arm that the bid is for. That was scratched out. And the reason for that was because 6 months out of the year, we do have an excessive amount of garbage at a number of camps that have a lot of people in them and generating a lot of garbage. And that garbage is not just your typical household garbage. We're talking crab shells and crawfish in the winter. We have fish heads and guts into it. So it's stuff that for a resort island, you can't leave on the side. It has to be picked up. So that we don't have the option of leaving it.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Shally Maples. Okay, and James, I know you're not for the canisters and that y'all are talking about because y'all want y'all's racks that do float away in the storms. I know, there's some in the back if anybody needs them behind in the field between Queen Bess and my property. But those float too. These garbage containers that, and are they perfectly acceptable? We all go up the bayou, LA1, 308, and those receptacles that I call them are all still sitting there. The house in Valentine's, you put the garbage right on the side of the road. It is right there on the edge. And how fast are those 18-wheelers flying and zooming and going up and down that road? And that trash, and I don't have to come back and pick up my trash out of my yard. They're there. Yeah, there might be one that veered off the side of the road and hit it. That could happen. But for the most part, we're not flying up and down these roads with 18-wheelers. I mean, a golf cart, a side-by-side, maybe. But I'm just saying, don't look that this is a bad thing, because the one receptacle that I'm understanding that they're wanting to give us holds what the two receptacles, maybe even almost three, I'm, just guessing at the math on what my garbage receptacles up the bayou do have. And then that way, we're looking at a 2-for-1. So if you're having two receptacles, you might have had to buy one. So if I'm doing the math right, so we might have paid $40, $45 for a garbage can, if you divide it after they gave us the one. So that's what you're figuring. And they're larger. They stand up on their own, unlike the ones that I'm going to say even are for sale at the store. Those are going to blow away. They're weighted, they're heavier. So don't just discard that this is like, and look at, I know y'all all want to see. I like my metal rack that's all wired up so that the coons can't get into them. But I don't have any problems with the animals that are up the bayou coming from the cane fields getting into those garbage cans either. So I'm saying sometimes change might be a little bit good, so just don't disregard it. I mean, I know that the other companies, both companies are willing to work either way, I think, but just look at it and think of it that way, because it's not always a bad thing. These things are weighted. And when storms come, just about everybody comes, and that's the first thing you see them grabbing is their cans and putting them inside their sheds or upstairs or wherever, okay? So just think about it.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're saying, it's all valid, but I don't think I'm the only one here that is woken up in the morning and surprised that I have 12 inches of standing water in my yard.
They're weighted,
with
and
my
they're
cans
all going to
floating all
go.
over in
They're
the
all
rack
going to
here.
go. You're
Right, it
surprised you're not
happens.
taking the little ones, so
Well,
they're
just
floating
about
away
4 nights
too.
ago, we had 40-mile-an-hour wind out the north.
Yeah.
Them garbage cans and plastic ones would have been on us by the beach over there.
Well, them 18.
If you ain't got
but
'em in a
these are
rack.
heavier. These are heavier than like what those little plastic ones that you're referring to. And an
The wind in Lockport-
18-wheeler's doing faster
The wind
on
in
the side of the
Lockport's a
road
lot
than that
different.
wind.
It's
So.
nothing comparing Grand Isle.
Yeah.
The wind in
I know, we're
Lockport.
always special, but I'm just saying, just look at
No,
it
I
and
understand
think
that.
about it.
I understand
But
that.
tell them what you want them to bid on. That way they are bidding apples for apples
Right,
and
right.
not, getting the
That I
gray
agree with you
area that we
100%.
so
Yeah,
have.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
That's what-
thank you.
And it's just, so we have a motion on right now to table this and have a special election before the end of the month. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second.
Can we call a vote?
Roll call vote. Any for? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes got it. Okay?
Now, we're saying the date before, when's Washington?
When, the mayor is the one who could set the date for the special election.
Yeah,
So when
we'll
it's
have to get-
convenient for him, I would like to, I prefer it in the evenings where people could come.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing
You
in the
know,
morning.
that's,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
because the one thing that we are trying to do is make sure that everyone has an opportunity to participate and see what's going on, how we come by these decisions. And I'd like to do that, and that's the way that we get everyone on board, pulling in the same direction. Because this here, as big of a concern as this is right now, we have a lot bigger problems with the town that we all need to work together to figure out how to fix our town and keep our town a town. So I would like the mayor to go over with his staff and get a date and a time.
Right, we can do that.
And we can announce it.
Yeah.
And
we do that.
in doing that, I also like to thank Roddy. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you by calling you Roddy. Okay, good. Thank you for agreeing to go to your board and request it and do that. Right. Right, and I do appreciate it that once the numbers are out, it's not time to go ahead and say, well, I'm gonna lowball this one and lowball that one. Now's the time to negotiate and say, well, this is my rate, this is what I'm going on, this is what I can go for. And
Okay.
get it.
All right. Motion
So-
passes. Okay. All right, thank you all so much. We'll keep in touch and put a date together, and we'll come back to the drawing board. Yes, Mr. Roddy?
No, that we don't have the time, and we don't think it would be fair to do that. What I'd like to do is just everybody get on the same page of what they're bidding for and explain their bids and negotiate that away.
Okay.
And I think, Greg, that would satisfy you also, would it not? Correct? Okay.
Okay? Everybody
you.
happy or not happy? We're just gonna move on and go back and call another meeting. Okay, all right, let's go on to item 7A, Grand Isle Police Department. Chief, how many garbage cans you need?
Mayor, council, and public, Grand Isle Police Department report for December the 5th, 2025 through January 8th, 2026. Total call-outs, 124. Medical and fire, 13. Total citation, 21. Total violation, 28. 19 speeding. 1 no license plate. 2 failure to carry registration. One driver not license not on. 1 driver under suspension. 2 failure to stop. 2 expired license. Total arrests 5. Summons 5. Arrests 5. Charges 10. 4 fugitive warrants, JPSO felony. 1 possession of Schedule II drug, methamphetamine, 2.6 grams, felony. 1 simple criminal damage to property, felony. 1 unauthorized entry and inhabited dwelling, felony. 1 aggravated battery, felony. 1 unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, felony. 1 possession with intent to distribute marijuana, felony. Summons 5, charges 5, 1 resisting an officer, 1 possession of controlled substance, 2 owner to control animals, 1 entry or remaining in a place, land after being forbidden. Court fines paid $6,831.01. Golf cart tag sold, $2,400. Tag sold, 26, sold 2,400. Golf cart tag sold 2025, $372,675.
Okay, any questions from the board?
Any questions?
Any questions?
I also understand, I don't see it on here, but we did have a couple of break-ins on the island.
Yes, we did have a couple of break-ins. It's still under investigation. We just keep that until we complete the investigations.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so.
Yep.
Okay.
We do have a couple of suspects in mind, just a matter of time of, bringing them in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chief.
All
Sir,
right, Chief.
thank y'all.
Thank you, Chief. You and your deputies do a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Okay. All right, let's move on to item Joe, engineers. Give us some good reports, Joe.
Good evening, Town Council. Joe Chauvin, GIS Engineering. Hope everybody had a happy new year. We're going to start off with our FEMA updates. I have nothing to report on the gas billing at this time, but I will be back on the island tomorrow to do a FEMA inspection on the ditches. And I plan on getting here a little early, and I'm going to go run and check out that gas bill and see where we're at with that project. As I said before, we will be accompanying FEMA to look at the ditch inspections to check some of these culverts out that have damaged. I know Carlos had a list, and he sent his crew out again just to verify them. I will get that list tomorrow, and we would start looking at those culverts to see their damages and recording everything. This is part of the FEMA process. Next update, our community center. So in y'all packet, y'all do see I did provide the probable cost estimate from Fusion Architects. So they came back and they got some items in here. I know Mr. James had a couple questions on, but I am going to get the architect to come down here and meet on the island. Whoever wants to come to the community center so we can go through this. Like I said, this is just probable cost estimate. Just without the steel columns and the HVAC and the painting, we're looking at about $2.1 million. When we add the steel columns and the HVAC and the painting of the columns, we're about 2.5. So I'm using round numbers because they got a lot of numbers in this. So we're still working on that. We still got to get with y'all insurance and y'all attorneys with FEMA to get this insurance claim worked out with the multiplex. With the community center. I know Ms. Bonnie and Mr. Paul been working on that, but we got to come to a head on this, and so we can figure out what we got to do and how much money we're going to be short, or if any. So we're still working on that.
When you meet with them, you said anybody can just go?
Huh?
You go meet with them?
I don't want the public can come, but I don't have a lot of time. Yeah, if the council wants to come, fine. I'm gonna have the architect there, and he's gonna explain everything. I just don't know yet, but I know y'all got a couple of meetings out of state, so it will probably, I'm gonna see if I can get them to come maybe the first week or the second week of February.
Well, our first scheduled meeting in February would be February 11th.
So I'm gonna try to do it before that, sir.
Yes.
Just so we can get that, but I gotta call the architect and talk to him and confirm that with him.
Do you know what the cost of this estimate is?
The whole estimate? Yes.
The cost for doing the estimate.
Oh, that was, their cost through us was like $5,000. They came down and they did some interior work in there, so they put a team on it to do their cost estimate on it. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions about the community center? All right, I'm going to skip around. I would like to open up the agenda. We do have some quotes that we sent out before, right before Christmas, and we had a couple meetings. I know we only had one meeting, but I got with Mr. Chip. These quotes were to replace the shingles and repair some of the damage on Carlos's building, the maintenance building. So I'd like to open up the agenda, if you don't mind, so we can see if we
I
can
make a
accept-
motion, we open the agenda.
Second. Moved by James, second by Cheeky. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So our engineering team put together a cost, and this cost was to replace they had some damaged shingles, so replacing the roof, the underlayment. They had some interior damage, and they also had some wood rot. So we had three quotes. We had DHF, Vela Builders, and PCOla Construction. All three of these companies did work in the past for the town of Grand Isle. These quotes range with the lowest quote coming in from DHF at $35,850. Vela Builders came in at $39,018.50, and PCOla Construction Company came in at $44,470. So Mr. Chip looked at this, and we'd recommend award for the repair for the maintenance building to DHF, an amount of $35,850.
May I ask where and this I guess would be, Bonnie may be able to answer me. Do we have a place in the budget where we could pull $35,000 at this time? So the money has already been. Okay, so it's just a matter of approving the payment at this point.
Just
Thank
remember
you.
awarding the lowest quote.
Yeah.
Then moving forward, getting them the documents and stuff like that, sir.
Okay. The thing is, at this point, we're ready to make a motion to approve low bidder and recommended by the town attorney. I make a motion, we,
Except
We voted
DHF
that.
Industries for an amount of $35,850.
correct.
Yes, sir.
Motion by James, second by Hawley. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? So be it. Okay, next.
All right, next thing we're going to talk about is the breakwaters on the beach. So we have been, the Corps steadily been working on this, had two renditions of some preliminary drawings, and the first rendition came into me for not public review, just information purposes only, on November 11th of last year, and I had another rendition sent to me today, just common knowledge of what's going on and where we're at on the 1st of this year. So, good news, I know they did some type of redesign work. They beefed up the breakwaters. So instead of having a smaller crown at the top of the rocks, they went with a larger crown. So they went from 5 to 10, which is great. Then on the Gulf side, which is facing the Gulf, they had they call it like a stability berm of 5 foot. Well, they increased that to 12 foot. But they enlarged the breakwaters from elevation 6 at the top of crown to elevation 6.5. So they beefed up the breakwaters. So that was all on the Corps engineers. They want to redesign to make it a little bit more sturdier, knowing the severity of the island and the impacts it would take. So as of right now, CPRA has delivered all right of entries to the Corps engineers, and that was performed on December 18th of 2025. So they have the right of entry where they can come into the island and do what they got to do. I mean, they're going to most likely work from the water, not work from land. I don't see they working from land. And if they do that, that's unknown to me at this time.
And we worked through the holidays, with, going through all that to put that, together as a package. So I'm so excited about it now, because now you've seen looking at the rocks that we talked about.
Right, I understand the nourishment and now beefing it up
Right.
again. My concern is, does the money needed for the additional rocks, is that coming out?
That's all, I'm only going to say this, it's all in place because when I get it more into my update, I'm going to let you know when we're going to go to bid with this.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about, is that coming out of the money that's being allocated for the additional rocks we're coming in? to
No,
protect?
so this right here, this update I'm telling you is for the new breakwaters.
Okay, and that's going to be completely separate funds from what we're getting for the rocks that's going to continue on?
No,
to
no, 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 no,
protection?
it's the same project.
Same project.
Those existing rocks, they're not touching them. This is the new breakwaters. This is for the 31 segments. They beefed up from their preliminary designs.
Okay,
The one that's
okay.
missing.
Yes, sir.
Good.
This has nothing to do with any existing rocks
No,
out there.
no.
This is all
Okay.
for new breakwaters.
So this is not renourishment at all?
No, it's
gonna be
just
completely
they call it
separate.
a renourishment because they add a different feature.
And by
to it.
working with them through the holidays, if you notice, it makes like a bow. If you
Right.
look at the maps, the bow, that's why they went far offshore and they came
So-
in and put more
so
rocks
they
in the
went-
corner. On the bottom when they come down,
Yes.
they came back and put a higher hill in that area. And that's something that is gonna make a big change.
Do we have a date on this? as
So
to when
I'm
we're
trying
gonna-
to get to
Okay, well, one more question we have to go about funding for it, because this is where I've always gotten in the weeds, is the money that they allocated, and I'd heard up to $63 million. Are we still in the price range?
I can't answer that question right now because they're still under their preliminary estimate. I'm just telling you where they at with their design work. So if you give me 1 second, Mr. James, I'll
Okay.
think I'm gonna answer that
All right.
question for you. Okay? So right now, the environmental assessment goes out for public viewing the beginning of February. That's one of their last phases before they go to construction. Economical review, we don't have to do that. It's all been taken care of.
Yeah, we've done
Now,
that
they
early.
anticipate to advertise in early April of '26. So to mean advertising, so we're putting it out to bid, so they can't put the project out if they don't have the funds in the bank. That's it.
Yeah, that was
And it-
my concern.
Yeah, so I can't, like, I really don't wanna, I'm gonna say if they putting it out to advertise, this is what I'm getting from our
Yeah,
partner CPRA. They have the funding there, they are gonna advertise
Yeah.
it. So if they
That's right.
didn't have the funding, they really couldn't do that, sir.
Yeah.
So we're still on track, even though we've extended the scope of the work?
No, there's no scope extended.
Well,
So
by
they
by
just-
scope, I mean by extending the
They-
widths of it.
They just beefed them up.
Yes.
So you got 31 segments, they're
Right.
roughly 250 foot apart from one
That's
another,
right.
and they're gonna start from the east to the west, and they're gonna close the gap. So that's what I'm being told.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And that's what these plans are telling me. I have 2 sets, only 1 set varies because it's just a different size.
And when should this, once bidding goes out, what are we anticipating on when finished
So-
date is?
That's
Before
another
hurricane
$1
season?
million question. So, look, if they bid in early April, this is the federal government, I'm gonna be lying if I tell you this. They bid in early April, they open in May, sometimes they can hold out the construction for a couple of months. They did that already on the beach. I'm not saying they're gonna do that here. I know this has been pressed by the governor, it's been pressed by the delegation in Washington. I mean, this is on President Trump's radar. I mean, the governor sent him a video from the beach saying how important this is. We were all there when that happened. So once we get closer, I will get you an advertisement schedule, but they have to review it. They got so many days to review it. It's the federal government. It's not like reviewing a quote for
And you got Gordy
a
Dove
roof
that's
or
got
something of that nature.
CPRA money, and he's there, just whatever's gotta be done extra, he's gonna put in. That's what we were
Okay.
told, so between the
Okay.
state coming in through the governor and Gordy Dove, working through CPRA, and whatever they designed, that we saw today, that you brought up tonight, that's to beef it up, they think it'd be better in that area, so the money's gonna be there.
That's my concern, because that's where we've always hit a stumbling block in the
Well,
past.
according to them,
projects.
this is what they're telling us.
So they had to make
Right.
this into law. They had to produce this into law. So that's what they've
Exactly.
been doing to
Right.
add this feature
So-
to the project.
So we could reasonably expect it to see this out. Goes out for bid in April, bids are opened in May, construction meeting is done in June. Soonest rollout's gonna be the middle of summer. And-
Mr. James?
And that's.
I can't answer that because,
No, but that's conceivable how it could run.
hypothetically, yes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the same position you are when you explain for the garbage and trying to make everything right. That's the position I'm in about this because I have no control over it.
Right, and again, we're going to have the start of the rocks at the beginning of our season, which is going to inconvenience us again, but we have to
I don't
be
know how
thankful
it's
that
gonna-
it's getting
so-
done.
That's the cool. That's the
We can't
So-
slow it down.
So look,
Cool.
It's gonna be-
we already got to think about it. We had a major milestone.
Yeah.
This is in the books.
This is it. yeah.
This is in the books.
So
So once
we
the
can-
first rock hits the water, we can take a deep breath and just pray that we don't have no hurricanes, and hopefully we get a good contractor that can zoom through these rocks because they have moved quick. I wish this was done tomorrow, sir, so I wouldn't have to give y'all an update because I really can't give y'all a definitive answer.
Right, we understand, but we need it done.
Oh, no, it's going to get done.
done
It's
it.
going to
Yeah,
get done.
And it's gonna be an inconvenience, and we can understand that going in.
So I really don't know how much an inconvenience is going to be if they're working from the water. I mean, some people might not be able to fish, but I hopefully it's not an inconvenience. But I guess that's the price we're going to have to pay to
Right.
protect our place we call home.
Right, as long as we don't close the beach.
No, look. So I don't think they ever had to close the beach on a
No,
breakwater
never had to do
project that I know of.
That's right. That's right.
Only on a re-nourishment.
Right.
Okay.
So two different
Right.
scopes. We
Okay,
pump
what
a-
else you got? What else you got?
All right, couple little bit of Grand Isle projects. We working on the final design package for the Fifi Island restoration. That's part of a grant that the Levy District's got. We set to schedule our final design to complete the first phase in third quarter of 2026. This is to do some borrow pit dredging from the actual bridge at Caminada all the way to the Wildlife and Fishery building and kind of open up a little channel. We're going to pump that silt into one of the cells at Fifi Island and kind of restore it. We have some breakwater features around that to hold the material in. We're still in a design phase. That's basically what I got for right now, but we are steadily pushing this first phase to get through at the end of the third quarter of 2026. Landry's Hole and Cypress Pump Station, we're still waiting on Jefferson Parish. We have a coordination meeting to see about the funding sources in place. We want to make sure that we're not jeopardizing anything because it is it's by American Act. So we got to look at a couple of items on that. But other than that, that would complete my update. If you got any questions or comments?
Would you know what the plan is for Landry's Hole? Is it gonna be a reservoir, a reserve?
No, so as of right now, the plan is to add an additional pump to the existing deck at Landry's Hole. So we probably have to open up that little conveyance channel. As far as a reservoir, I don't think we're digging a reservoir. I know that a concerned citizen, Mr. Lanas, brought up to the levee board, we're going to look at something. We'll probably have to put a sluice gate so we won't push water on one side of the island while we're pumping, and the other pump should be able to handle it. And when it gets to a safer elevation, we will be able to open it. Same thing as Cypress, we adding another pump and extending the deck, sir.
Yeah, okay. So with Cypress, the addition of another pump, we have in there right now, is it a 16-inch pump?
So you
that we're
have
doing?
all your pumps right now minus A-Bear Street or 16-inch pumps.
Which,
statement? Okay.
okay,
Just want to make sure they didn't change nothing on it.
right, and that one's working well at
Yeah,
this.
it is. So the theory behind this is when we get a storm, it usually takes, and Chris and Carlos, I'm gonna need y'all help, it takes anywhere from 72 to, 86 hours to pump out, but we have to bring pumps in. We have to rent pumps to pump out the basin. So with the 24-inch pump, we want to be able to
Yeah.
be self-sustained and pump out the basin without bringing a rental pump in.
Right.
And if the 16-inch goes down, we always have a 24, or we can slow pump and
And we
just
got the
drain as
tractor
needed.
pumps. That works.
Right.
We all got tractor pumps. Y'all have been building up y'all fleet.
Right.
So we're trying to avoid renting pumps to pump out the island after a storm event. I'm not saying we're not going to have to. We might have to, but once we have these additional pumps in there, hopefully we can be self-sufficient and pump out the island and get back square a little bit quicker than waiting on somebody coming in.
Yeah, we'll go right through Homeland Security through Baton Rouge and work with them.
Just out of curiosity, why couldn't we why couldn't it be like an idea to make Landry's Hole into a reservoir? Isn't it that like when water hits a level and then at that level?
So
the
with a
water gets-
reservoir, it's, I'm gonna say this, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a drainage engineer, I'm not a water resources engineer. The only reservoir we have would be Landry's Hole, and you really don't have the property to dig another reservoir. So only thing that we can do, and I know Carlos does it, is pump down your system as low as you can safely without damaging your pumps. And if the rain comes and it fills it up, then it has time for the pump to catch up and lag. That's the only thing. Ms. Lanas brought up where if we pump and it's drawing more water to that side behind the subdivision, so we're gonna probably make some adjustments and put a gate where trying to section off each pump. So Landry's Hole pumps probably from Landry's Hole all the way to Cypress up to a point, but it also does pump in Landry's Hole, but sometimes it throws too much water because Ludwig's pump can't really keep up because it's a long travel. Water's going to take the path of the least resistance. So we're going to try to maneuver water and pump it strategically.
Okay, what else? Joey?
Any other questions or comments? Well, thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right, callers, got some good news, the asphalt came in? Yeah, so we're gonna, we started stockpiling in the dump over there, we've been cleaning up. If you notice when you're traveling, go look at the dump over there, we've really been cleaning up in that area, pushing the rocks on one side, trying to make it look nice, and we've been cutting the grass. And like I said, now that we got the asphalt, we're gonna keep it on that end over there, because we start working, you know. Yeah. Right, so that's gonna help us out. Yeah, that's gonna help us out, and like I said, Pat Connick been pushing that, he's Secretary of DOT, and working closely with him and Joe Osron. It's amazing, you know, we just tell them every day what we need, and it's stacked and racing. The parish is gonna submit their dump trucks to bring it to us at no cost, so that's gonna be some material that we all together gonna, and especially you out there, that wherever you think it's gotta be done, and get ready for the summer, go through the winter, but that we can make sure that everything's right, you know. That'll work out. Okay? Thank you, Carlos.
On that, with that, 150 trucks, probably what, 16 cubic yard trucks? They're putting out to be the dual axles is what they've been come down with, right? So it could be as much as 20 tons per. But that much asphalt, that's gonna be enough to redo our crossovers on the levee.
Yeah.
All of them, put in the one that you have and make sure we nurture them up. They're all,
Yeah, we're not gonna run out.
and so it's also good to be using on the shoulders of the highway.
Right,
And go on everything. My problem with this, and this comes from experience with millings or the crushed asphalt, it needs to be rolled. It needs to be compacted in place. Otherwise, that's what we need to see if we could get one from the parish or rent one when we used to put it down. To buy them, I don't think we have enough use for it for the town to own one.
Oh, we rent one, or we get one from the parish?
Because I think it held very well during the summer.
Oh, it worked out
Until
beautiful.
now.
Most of it was
After,
rolled.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
After the
If
roll, it
Carlos,
did very well.
You could tell the difference on your crossovers of what was rolled and
Yeah.
what wasn't.
Yeah.
When we run out rental on the roller. Yeah, because of I think it's like $4,000 a month to rent it. But you compact your asphalt, your millings, they'll stay in place, they'll tighten up, and they'll get hard. You put them down and just.
We could get that. Yeah, we're gonna get that, James.
Okay.
We'll make sure we get that for you. All right?
Thank you.
Any questions for Carlos? Thank you, Carlos, for everything you do, man. You're the team outside, the little crew we got. We've gone a long way. Thank you, man. Okay, let's move on.
There's one, under the department heads, there's one thing I'd like to bring up tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's under the department head would be our town budget, our financial report that's due in January. The town, let me explain this. The town has prepared it, presented it to our auditors, the CPAs that are auditing it. I had asked them before, because there's so much concern about it and questions, that in the past, the CPA would just take all the information given to them and just check it over, make sure everything matched, boom, send it back. This year, they're actually taking the information, and I've confirmed this with 2 sources. The CPA is taking the information, they're going to the banks and going to the checks and matching them up and make sure that all deposits and checks match up, everything is in place. Because, as I said earlier, the problems that we're facing on Grand Isle is going to require the whole community to get together and work together as a team to do it. To do that, we need transparency. The town hall has been trying to give transparency. A number of times we've talked at the town meetings that if anyone has a question about anything that's going on with the money, what's being collected, how it's being spent, they're more than welcome to come in and request. This is all public information.
Exactly.
I've talked with the people that work at the town hall extensively. I have no reason to believe that anyone is stealing money or misappropriating the funds. It costs a lot to run a town. And it takes a lot of effort to take this much money and account for every penny of it, and that's what they've been trying their best to do. So, that being said, the town presented the material, the CPA is going the extra mile, and it's my understanding we're not being charged for additional for that.
That's right.
For the same price that we've always worked with them. And they're going to be able to verify that the information that they're given is accurate. So in essence, it's not a forensic audit that would be done by, say, the FBI or something, but it would verify all the information given to them. And that's all I could ask for at this time. And I asked that I'm more than happy with allowing it, the extension on this. I'm told that in the February 11th meeting, everything will be completed and we'll be able to present it. If that's not the case, I'm going to have to come up here and explain why. And I'm going to want a really good explanation for that one. But it's important that we do these things, we do it right, and we have everyone feeling comfortable with the way the town is being managed. Because we need every citizen we have on the island. And we need them to have faith and confidence in their town administration. You do that by transparency, making sure that everybody's here, and if anyone has a question, please ask it. No matter how uncomfortable it might be. If it's on your mind, ask it, get it off. And let's get to work in keeping Grand Isle the town of Grand Isle and make it a place everybody loves to come to and live. And we can do it. So, if anyone has anything to say or any questions about the budget where it is right now, I see I've been talking with our treasurer and the assistant treasurer and the town clerk, and I'll be more than happy to answer anything to the best of my knowledge on it.
Maybe get it off the deep end, they got a lot of questions.
Well, anybody has any questions, ask on off the deep end.
Yeah. Town hall's open, come on through.
No.
Open, yeah. Come
Until
on
this
through.
all gets talked about and opened up and everybody feels comfortable with it, because we're going to have to do whatever it takes to get the town pulling together. Our residential numbers are staggeringly low. And it seems like every day we're hiring people from out of town, and they're not looking to be, or they're not able to come and live on Grand Isle. We're paying for professional services. And I'm talking our teachers, our police department. That's how dire the circumstances are. And the mayor has been working on getting housing, affordable housing, so that we can have places for people to live. So, in order for people to want to live down here, we have to be a community that they want to be a part of. To do that, we have to be above board and transparent.
Okay. Mr. Randy Sempe, come on up. Thank you, James. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, Council, I have 3 short items. One, our fall garden was really a success. We did good. People served themselves, and we're going to do a replant in February so that we can keep the garden going. We have backing from the Bayou Community Foundation on that. Yeah, any questions about that? The other thing is, Love the Boot program is going to be set up for April the 18th. That's when we clean up all the island and the streets and the highways and pick up all the trash that's left behind that we can. And we're going to meet in the front of the multiplex in the parking lot at 9 o'clock that morning. It's going to be on April the 18th. The last thing I have is I was in contact with the Louisiana Garden Club Federation, and we have some scholarships that are available for our students who are coming out of high school. I have the applications, and all they need to do is to contact me, and I'll tell them how to go about filling out their applications and what they have to do, and we have to get them in pretty quick because the deadline's coming close. It's going to be February the 14th. So I do have the scholarships. They came in yesterday, and if anybody wants to fill out an application, I'll be glad to work with them.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any question? Good job. Mr.
That's
Ryan.
it.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right.
Okay. All right, Mr. Weldon.
Good evening, Mayor Commodore, members of the Town Council, general public. Weldon Danos with the Grand Isle Port Commission. I have two documents I would like to review tonight. First one is a request from the Grand Isle Port Commission to the Town Council members, and this is for a donation of rip-wrap material in order to beef up our kayak launch. So let me just kind of briefly review that request. So several months ago, the Grand Isle Port Commission kayak launch was repaired as a result of Hurricane Ida. And you can see in the photo in your document, a matted ramp was installed at that time, and plans were to take the dredged riprap material from our pier and bulkhead project on Bayou Rigo and place on the west side of the kayak launch to prevent erosion from wave action and tidal fluctuation. You'll see in the drawing there's already riprap on the east side, but there was none on the west side. When the riprap material was removed from our pier and bulkhead project, it was contaminated with rebar and other materials, therefore was deemed unsafe to place on the west side of the kayak launch. Since then, and you can see here, because I took a photo, the kayak launch matted ramp has incurred significant erosion from wave action and tidal fluctuation due to the unprotected west side of the launch. We are requesting a donation of 8 to 10 dump truck loads of riprap material to be placed on the west side of the kayak launch. The Grand Isle Port Commission will handle the loading and unloading of the riprap material. The kayak launch is a highly visible tourist attraction and benefits both the Grand Isle Port Commission and the town of Grand Isle. We would like the town council members to consider this request, and if okay with it, approve this request. So are there any questions or comments on this request?
The only thing, like I said, call us, we look at it about 3 or 4 weeks ago and said come in front of the board and we get some of that riprap to protect that, especially when the winds. We can work right out the backyard. We're trying to clean it up anyway back there. So
We have clean riprap without the,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
That's
You
called,
talk about the rods in there.
the
No,
re-
we're not
without
gonna put nothing
rebar?
like that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna put nothing
So
like that.
the donation would not be a cost to the town if the Port Commission is loading and unloading. So we just have to go up, donate the trucks or transport.
No, we're going to transport it.
They're gonna transfer it.
So all we're doing over there,
Just donate the rocks. Y'all okay for us to take it, and we'll go ahead and get the dump truck, load it and unload it?
my
at the-
opinion is by donating it to Port Commission, it helps the Port Commission, but it helps the town. Because that, we have to get rid of the material. And
Yes,
That's
and-
the way to use it.
And he came in front of the
When
levy
they wa-
board, he came in front of the levy board asking for some riprap
Yeah.
We got some too, so I said, let's go to the town and levy board so we can make it happen.
Right, if we have to use it, and that's the way to use it, where it benefits
Especially
the
in that
town.
area, that's. a
Right,
big-
instead of it sitting somewhere in a pile, we can definitely use it at
Exactly.
the kayak launch. And
It works out good.
I think y'all all recognize the kayak launch brings a lot of tourists, brings a lot of kayakers, and they buy food and they stay here and so forth. And once that's done, you can see the matted material, then we would go ahead and put some more limestone on that matted ramp. and
Joint
then beef
motion,
it
all
up.
in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, so be it.
All right,
Yes,
thank
sir,
you.
go ahead.
All right, let me go through our report then, key activities. 2 projects to update you on. Our Westlet Bulkhead Repair Project for $250,000. So we have completed phase 1 of that project, and we used $240,000 of the FEMA money. This is the $250,000 that we got from state capital outlay last year, and I want to thank Senator Pat Connick and Representative Joe Osroff for getting us that funding. So this would be phase 2. We're going to replace 3 sections of the vinyl bulkhead and walkways. We've done the bid advertising. We've had the mandatory pre-bid meeting, and the bid opening is next week, January 22nd at 2 p.m. Next is the shrimp facility repair project. We've completed phase 1. We utilized $80,000 of the FEMA money. We have $200,000 left of FEMA money. So we want to replace the vinyl bulkhead, the loading dock support, and install a new sewer system at the shrimp facility. We've done the bid advertising. We've done the pre-mandatory meeting, and so we're going to open bids next week on January 22nd at 2 p.m. I'm happy to state that at these pre-bid meetings last week, we had 17 contractors show up
Yes,
that are interested in bidding these projects. So it's good to see that contractors are interested to come do work in Grand Isle. The last thing I have is the Port Commission just completed an election of officers, and I want to announce that John Shermy is now the president, Terrell Pisani is the vice president, Kerry Bason is the secretary-treasurer, and Ernest Ballard Jr. and Patrick Landry will remain as commissioners. And this term will be for the next 3 years till the end of Governor Landry's term. I want to give a special thanks to the Levee Board and Grand Isle Shipyard. You heard Joe Chauvin talk about the Fifi Island Restoration Project, Phase 1. They're going to dredge the remainder of Bayou Rego from the Wildlife and Fisheries to the bridge to Caminada Bay. They're going to take those spoil materials to restore Fifi Island. So they're going to dredge that to, I believe, 14 feet deep. This is something we've talked about for years. It's going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Not only will we restore Fifi Island, but also we'll turn this back over to the Corps after dredged, and we'll have a complete federal navigation channel.
Excuse me, Mr. Weldon,
Yes.
if I had to ask one question on the dredging?
Yes.
The 14-foot is what we've been striving for quite a while. There's also requests to go to 19-foot. However, there's pipelines that are, and Mr. Chauvin is aware of them, that are in there. Will those pipelines be affected at the 14-foot? And the reason I ask this is if we have to go dredge around them or work with them, is now not the time to get approval to go down to our eventual desired depth, be it 21 foot or 19 foot?
Okay, so the pipeline you're talking about, and I talked to Ryan Retief a couple of days, that's that's the abandoned Chevron line in Barataria.
That's right.
What he wants to do is dredge
Right.
to a depth of 22 feet in order to bring deep water boats into Aport that are now going to Port Fourchon. So we have to work that issue out.
But now
The dredging we're talking about now, there's no, Joe, and correct me if I'm, there's no pipelines. There are some, you're going to work around that.
That is coming from the Caminada Bridge, working its way towards the east.
Mhm.
Okay, so there is a Chevron line and there is a harvest line we have to be very much aware of. The Chevron line, last time we did a project with the Levee District with steel production,
Mhm.
work around it, we can. I know that, either one of the agencies have money for lower this line. So it's something we're gonna have to work on. So, but this is
Right.
just like I said, if this gets approved, then the next phase will be construction, so we're just working on our
Right.
design right now, to supplement phase one for the grant.
Okay, but we are keeping in mind what the ultimate goal would be.
So the ultimate goal, correct me if I'm wrong, because Mr. Welby and Mr. Welby talking, is to have a navigable channel from the bridge all the way to enter the Bayou Rigo existing channel.
Right, that's the first step. Let's get that navigable channel. Then we can approach deep water dredging.
Right.
That's a whole new ballgame.
Right now, you got a sandbar, like the tires this morning.
Right.
In the morning,
Right.
it's dry, everything's dry. So to come with a speedboat across from Bridgeside coming this way, you're gonna hit a few sandbars. So we're just trying to
Yeah.
dig as much as we can.
Yeah, we'd rather have a canal 12 to
So-
14 foot
exactly.
deep than, what,
And
2
then-
foot
and then
now?
you-
Right.
And then you got the little shrimp boats, you got everybody coming from one marina to the other, they wanna come to the east side of the island, and they can pass. We used to do that with our troll boats to come unload the shrimp by Dean and Wayne and all. So now that's all clogged up. We go from wildlife fishery all the way to the bridge and start building some 8, 9, 10 feet of water. That'll make all the difference in the world.
But it's
For
no-
everybody.
Right, and it's no small feat what Mr. Danos has accomplished thus far with getting the 14-foot when he gets that through, because like Mr. Chauvin gave me a booklet,
Yeah.
we, besides the 2 pipelines he mentioned, we also have water lines, and I think a total of 21 crossings.
We got 21 to 25 different lines that may be active, may be filled with nitrogen for future production, or may just be abandoned. And these are from, this ranges from Conoco, Shell, GOL, there's a bunch of lines that come in off of the Granite Field. Those Common Isle lines have a line.
But like Mr. Weller was saying, Joe, the Corps has been doing this since 1960, 65, whatever. So, yeah, so you're talking about Barrigo. We're talking about coming from the wildlife fishery going toward the
That's
bridge.
right.
That's correct.
So that, if we get 6 feet and we get 50
Right.
feet restored.
Right.
And that's what, 14 feet might come a little later, but we've been working this for years. When
Right,
The Port
and-
Commission first got it, when Andy and all got it, Andy Galliano and all. And that was the dream. And when we built the bridge, we wanted to make sure that it was high enough for the yachts to come in. So it went 55 feet high, so they could come in. Now the shrimp boats just swing themselves to come home.
Yeah.
So by making that channel, any boat can come from out the Gulf with the rough weather and cut across the back of the island and come. And we've been working for years. So we got together, we put a little grant together, got with the Port Commission, which they're in charge of the channel. If we get just something 6 foot, 7 foot right now, that'll make all the difference in the world for the traffic in there. It's a flat in that area. So,
Understood.
so
Agreed.
like the big picture coming in for 14, well, we'll by the time we do something 6 foot, you're gonna have you see all the pipelines where they at. So we're not gonna go no deeper, we just gotta get something going to save Fifi Island, and then we can continue working together.
But even that, Mr. Danos, we're still talking a couple of years before we have it opened up. At
Probably so,
14
yes.
foot. Yeah, so.
But we've never,
nothing moves
it's taken us a
quick.
while just to get to a design phase.
Yeah,
And to get
yeah.
grant funding. I mean, so that's the first big step.
All right, go ahead.
The last thing I'll mention is Ronnie talked about the Love the Boot on April 18th. So as I mentioned, I believe about a month ago, I'm going to chair the activity for Love the Waterways cleanup. So we're going to do that during the month of September where we clean our waterways and the beach. So I'll have more information coming regarding that. Any other questions or comments? Thank
Good
you.
job. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mr. Weldon.
Okay, all right, ordinance, 8A, Madam Clerk?
An ordinance amending the Town of Grand Isle zoning ordinance relative to recreational vehicle subdivision district.
Okay, that's introduction,
This is actually just the introduction only.
okay.
Can I ask a question? Okay, is this including also for the beach side that they can do this, or it's only like bayside of the highway?
They would have to, so this is, y'all are making a new zoning section.
Mm-hmm.
Each one would have to come and apply in order to be zoned that zone. And then that's when
Okay.
y'all would vote on if y'all
I don't know.
apply that.
I don't know if I have to wait for like Mr. David or Ian, but to clarify, for clarification, can like RVs and campers be parked like on beachside lot properties, or no?
It's not supposed to be.
It's not supposed to be. Okay.
Okay, it's introduction.
It's,
All right, let's move on to resolution.
9A, a resolution authorizing the mayor to sign a cooperative agreement between the town of Grand Isle and Jefferson Parish to undertake community development and housing assistant activities within the town of Grand Isle's jurisdiction.
And I'm also I'm going to approve to make sure that we put the council on that paperwork.
yes, I would like to request that this is done, it's noted on the
Right.
CEA that we have it with consent of council, so there's no misunderstanding.
Exactly.
The mayor is not asking this to just go out and spend the money nilly-willy or however he chooses. It's still done
Yeah.
with council approval.
CBG funds, community, you go back to the parish, and when the funds come in, you can apply for it. So when the money comes in, we all decide, when you get a grant, you can work that out, your council's got to approve it. So right now, I put the council on the table with it right now, makes all the difference in the world, and making sure that we all recognize that. And we talked about that earlier, James.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the way it's done. It's the mayor's job to
Right.
sign the contracts
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
town.
Can't do nothing without your council, you got to, whenever you get money, federal money, you got to, like you pay the bills when Joe asked it, same thing. We just belong to Jefferson Parish, when the money comes in, we can ask this community to develop, and then it comes in front of the board to make the decision.
So is there any projects that this is specifically going for this year?
Well, Community Development Fund, we're trying to get it with the housing, we're working it out. But me and James were talking about it earlier, is, with the V-zone and all that, there's some funding that you can get, but you can't get.
So this is going for low-income housing?
Right, in other
Okay.
words, if you look at it, read it, it's all about that situation where it comes in to help the communities. It's just a renew with the parish, and we just gotta submit, and so a major disaster comes in, a storm, at least the funds come in, and we belong to them. That's us, that's our family, then we could go fight together. I don't mean the word fight, but we could get the funds available.
These are parish funds that are being
Exactly.
being given to
He's got, all that
to
federal
the
money's
town
gotta come through the
for
parish.
use
Yep,
for
gotta come through the parish.
this housing. It's one of the uses.
Yep.
But it's going to be where the council's going to
Exactly.
vote on.
Yeah.
And the reason I asked for this
Yep.
was just to show that we need transparency.
Yeah.
So no one could think that, well, the mayor's just asking to do whatever he wants with the funds coming in. That's not the case.
Come in front of y'all all the time and ask when we do projects, everything.
So really,
Yeah, it's
I'd
the way
like
to
to say
do it.
this again to the public, because you can't say it enough.
Yep.
If you have any doubts, any questions, come and ask and ask for the books. Because the town, they've shown me they are willing to open the books and give you whatever you ask for.
Absolutely.
So,
Moved by Brian, second.
Second.
All in favor, signify.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, let's go on to 10 letters requests, Madam Clerk.
Budget appropriation request, number 1, vehicles and equipment, 561013, Police Department, at $67,637.78 to 561013 for purchase of 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe. This purchase is reimbursable through Jefferson Parish, CEA Resolution Number 147617, and we have received the funds already for this.
Okay.
I have a question. What would be the usage for such a expensive vehicle for the island?
What it is, I was approached by council member Timmy Kerner. He asked me what I was using to make all my classes, do all my conference, chief of police conference. I told him, I said, well, I'm still using my high water vehicle, because the Tahoe that I took when I first got in office, which I dropped it down to the fleet for my deputies to use, and now it's a pool car. It's got 167,000 miles. So I told little Timmy Kerner what I was using, and he told me to go ahead and get a price on a state-issued vehicle, which is on a state contract, which that's what I did. Went up to the drawing board, and of course, state troopers has first choice. It was very close that I missed this one, which this one got pulled out the fleet right at the end, which is about 30 days they've been holding it for me. And now this meeting came up, which the first vehicle was $71,000. I got this one for $61,000, all equipped, because I've been using high water vehicle, the big truck, making all my conference, all my classes in North Louisiana. So And Lord Timmy said, get your vehicle and get you something that's comfortable where you can continue doing your work and doing it, at ease. So that way I can save this vehicle, which Mike Trigg, St. John the Baptist, has donated this truck to me with 30,000 miles. That was the second week I was in office. Now I'm up to 71,000 miles on it. So that's, that way I can keep my high water vehicle used for storm season, beach patrol and stuff like that.
I'm just curious, because I see it's new. Can this money be allocated to something else, like look for more of like a used vehicle? I mean, especially with Salt Air with that much money, but can we allocate some of that leftover money into something that police department needs?
No, the parish bought this vehicle for the police department. They funded it, went from their boards.
I understand what you're saying, Arlie, and I remember last year when the parish gave us a van for our MITS, our medical transport services. And the funding that they used to pull it, as of this point, to my satisfaction, we haven't gotten what we were told we were getting it for. It's still being worked out, and probably in March we'll have it all straightened out and get it. This vehicle here, as it was explained to me, this is the check's already been deposited to the town from the parish. These are parish funds that, the way their money is allocated, it has to go to the police department. They can't put it onto the MITS, our medical transport van. And that's going to be a fight that we're going to have to address and get straightened out. It will be in March.
Yeah.
We will get that. That being said, this is one of those cases, like you explained to me, when the parish is willing to give you something, you either take it or you lose it.
Yeah, I just figured if the money, if there was a lesser vehicle amount, use that leftover money to the police department.
Yeah, it's my understanding you don't
For
have the
uniforms
discretion.
or body camera, like anything upgrade that y'all might need more. Because I just think Salt Air I know with my car and everything, it's just, that's a lot of money for it corroding and
Well, anyway, you
everything.
got a transportation tax that the people pay on the island, and that's something that we use when we work, with the 3 years, when Ricky, the councilman passed that, we bring that to, remember at the community center, the senior citizens were there, and they had a van, they picked them up, Melissa and all was there working, there were 3 of them working in there, and in the meantime, we had 2 buses, we'd bring the people up the road for medical stuff. So that's why we tried to get with Timmy, and you found out today that you might give us a call as soon as he gets out of meetings. And I know you've been bringing that up, so we've been trying to talk to him about it. And we know the funds are coming through transportation, so like I told James, we just want to see if we can get another, for the senior citizens, like we had that meeting with the people here.
Yeah.
We had the little car to bring them, we were trying to get a bigger bus. And in the beginning, we wanted a bigger bus, and they gave us a little one, so right now, the transportation money there, that we could probably get that. That's totally different than the police department.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, this is one of those cases where if we don't approve this, what we're saying is Jefferson Parish, keep your $67,337.78, that we don't want it. That's pretty much where we're faced with this at this
Even
point.
if the axe to allocate it to something else at the police department that we can better utilize.
I would
versus
love to be able
a
to
vehicle.
do that, I would love to have been able to do that when we got the van
Yeah.
approved.
Yeah.
We,
Okay. we
I'll
got
make a motion to accept.
Well,
Moved by Laura, second by Brian.
Well, I would like to,
Oh, I'm sorry.
before we vote on it, make sure everybody's understanding and discussed it properly. And see if anybody else has anything to say about it.
Oh, no, I don't.
Is,
Anybody?
Probably not, they're rushing.
You understood it?
Harley, are you satisfied with your?
I mean,
your
to
answer?
me, I'd rather see it go something else to the police department that I know they can utilize more, but I guess you can't turn down the money. But that's me.
That's mine.
Moved by moved by Laura, second by Brian. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, so be it. All right? Let's move on, Madam Clerk. Ran out.
2, beach equipment, 560912, golf cart beach cleaning department, to add $90,644.28 to 560912 for a skid steer loader.
What do we need this for? That's a lot.
Arla's just stepped out.
We use that for the beach to put all the asphalt, that's what it's used for the crushed asphalt
But what did we use to put all the asphalt and everything before? How do we,
Before, we've been borrowing the levy districts, but the area's getting very poorly in shape, and they probably have to purchase one.
because that's a,
The levy board's equipment for a lot of the town work.
And we don't mind
The
sharing
skid
it.
steer that we used to put the millings down?
Yep.
That was the levee boards?
Yes, sir. You got the red.
Well, okay.
Look.
Not,
can we just not keep borrowing the
Levy
levy?
boards belong to the levy board.
Can we just not
okay,
keep
see, I
borrowing it?
wasn't aware of that.
Can we just not keep
But I would-
borrowing it?
And then we just bought another orange tractor that we're using right now.
Yeah.
That we're working and dumping on a brand new tractor. We bought that.
And especially
We
for the
got the
levy.
case tractor that's broken. We decided our board that we're gonna get it fixed. And the reason why we do that, we're buying pieces of equipment because when a disaster comes, we all put it together. You got all these pumps with the tractors, you can put pumps out, and we have no problem with every board working together with the town.
I think that would save a lot of money, because, I mean, y'all even said before when I asked for an outside audit, oh, we don't have the money, but yet we have $90,000 we could put to something that we can just utilize the levy board for the
Yeah,
asphalt
mine's
for
just
the
a butt
levy.
shot, but I mean, we put the money together.
Theirs
and-
is almost shot.
Yeah,
Can-
I mean,
okay,
it
can-
works in the water, it goes in the beach, we're not gonna refuse nothing. Gotta have some equipment to work.
Unless we could find a used one, I mean, because I see we're trying to get it a Kubota, like, I
The skid
mean,
steer
that's
that
a
levee
lot.
board has right now, that is on the maintenance agreement, correct?
No, nothing for the levy board on the maintenance thing.
They would have to do their own separate, to keep the town and the levy board separate.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Well,
I'll
I'd like
second.
to- Before we do that,
Why are we rushing?
I'd
It's
like to make a
$90,000.
motion.
Why are we rushing to just stop talking about this? This is
I would like
$90,000.
to make a motion that we table this,
On this for months, and I realize we need
the
it.
audit in.
Hold up,
the
hold up, before you go
financial-
talking.
We have a motion on the floor.
Hold up, okay. What you were saying, James?
I was saying, I would like to make a motion that we table this until the February 11th meeting, when we'll have the financial report in and statement in, rather than go ahead and approve this now.
And if that's the case with the levy boards is shot that we've been borrowing, why don't we see and get a quote of how much it would be to repair or such? To see like what's wrong with it and why,
That's the
how can we
levy board,
repair
it's
it?
not the town.
But we
So
used it
do I
before,
have a
but you
second on
rather
my
spend
motion?
90,000 of taxpaying
Got
dollars
a
for
motion to
something.
go ahead and table it, need a second?
I second.
Can we get a vote?
Get a vote?
I vote to table.
I vote-
Yay.
Yay.
Nay? Vote. 3 nays and 2.
But we can't do an outside audit, but we can spend $90,000 easily. That is crazy to me. Ridiculous. We do have a need for it.
So I have a motion on the floor.
Yeah, we did. Lauren second, okay. 3-2, okay, all right. All right, what else we got?
Well, I'm, can call for a vote on it, a voice vote?
Oh, we did, huh?
No, you didn't.
No.
I'm sorry, okay, we did.
I vote nay.
Okay.
Nay.
Yay.
Okay. All right.
Taxpaying dollars out the window.
10B, Brandau Alumni Association, request to waive fees for the use of the multiplex February 7th, 2026 for the annual alumni dance.
Make a motion to accept it.
All in favor, signify.
Aye.
Any opposed? So be it.
I abstain on that one.
Oh, okay, you abstain, that's right.
C, cancel regular scheduled town council meeting January 28, 2026 due to mayor and council meetings in Washington, D.C.
Make a motion.
Okay, second by Brian. All in favor, signify.
Aye.
D, budget appropriation request, Police Department. Request number 1, to add $2,814 to 532113 for school training. And request number 2 is to add $5,800 to 530913 repairs and maintenance of buildings. And the chief could say a couple words into that.
Yes, Council Mayor, on the schooling for the academy, which it's Ali Melisson. She's been on with us for quite a few months. Forrest Holmes, which he's also been with us. They both they're certified, but now we have to send them through the academy, which they started this past Monday, doing great. We did get a signature on a contract, a 2-year contract with both cadets that are in the academy, then they have to stay with us for at least 2 years or reimbursement back to us quarterly. So we do have contracts that's been signed. That way they stay with us at least 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, just want to give you a heads up.
Okay.
Question I have, where would the funds be pulled from to cover it?
It's going to be pulled from general. It's going to be
Okay.
added to his budget.
Okay,
Not going to be transferred anywhere. It's going to be added to his budget.
thank you, okay.
And then the other one, Council and Mayor, which, you know, we in this contract with this elevator usage, which the elevator is not the main elevator to this building, it's an elevator for the prisoners to come in and out the back, which we do use it occasionally, you know, especially when we have something going in this big room where we bring them in the back. But myself, I wish we can get out this contract. To get out of it, they want $10,000. We was told that we could have got out of it, but we can't. Chip is looking into it to see if there may be a loophole, but I was talking to James earlier, sometimes you don't see a loophole, which look like we're gonna be stuck with it, and that's $3,000 a year. You know, so as of now, that's where this money is coming from, you know. It's they put us over budget on this certain item.
Okay.
That 67,000 would have went great for that.
All right, we need a motion.
Again, money coming from general fund?
Yes, sir.
Moved by James. Second.
So how
By
many
Brian.
is-
All in favor, signify.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
This is on both this request, correct, that we just voted on?
What's that?
We, 10D,
Vote request?
it's request one and request two.
Item number 1 and number 2? Is
Item
it a
number one,
vote?
number two.
Y'all voted on items 1 and 2?
Okay,
Okay.
all right, okay.
That's my understanding.
Mine too.
Right, okay.
Okay, so they passed.
Okay, information letters, none. Councilman request.
Thank you. I'd like to start by saying this. I've been getting a lot of phone calls about grass cutting on the levee. And talked to the mayor about it, talked to a few council members about it. And what we have is, we're going back to a manual, a maintenance manual that the town of Grand Isle has agreed to with the Corps of Engineers and CPRA, Coastal Preservation and Restoration Authority. The Corps built the levee. The town and CPRA has agreed to maintain the levee. We have to do 4 quarterly reports every year, visual reports, 1 semi-annual written report, and an annual written report to them. We also agreed in maintaining the levee, thank you, in maintaining the levee, that we would not cut the grass or allow the grass on the levee to be cut. We have a number of the people who own the property that the levee sits on that are cutting their grass in violation of this. This puts the town and CPRA in violation of the agreement we have with the Corps of Engineers. We don't have I guess you'd say, an agreement between all of the stakeholders in this. By stakeholders, I mean that's everybody who owns property on Grand Isle. That levee protects your property. It looks nice, sure, the aesthetics are great to have a nice cut lawn on your side of the levee. However, we have sand exposed. We have wind taking that sand away. And most importantly, we have agreed to the conditions that the grass on the levee will not be cut. We need to come and get all stakeholders involved in this and come to a consensus. One possibility is going to the Corps, asking if maintaining an 8-inch cut is acceptable to them. It may take a year to get an answer from them, and the answer may be no. And if that's the case, then it's up to us to enforce that no one is cutting the grass on the levee. So this here is something the town can, everyone involved in the town can discuss and come up with, see what kind of solution we could come to it. Because we don't want to, we don't necessarily go and tell people that, oh, no, you can't go and touch your property, when, if the Corps of Engineers is going to allow some cut. But cutting it down to the sand, that endangers everyone who lives on Grand Isle. We have to protect the levee.
So who owns the levee? Is it the Corps or the property owner?
Wow, it depends on, the answer to that is depending on who you ask. The
Because-
Corps says they own it. The people's deeds says they own it from, in most cases, from the highway to the mean water elevation in the Gulf.
The answer I received was they own the land under the levee, but the Corps owns the levee.
So if the Corps owns the levee, are they two the ones that maintain it? Because I know last summer it was the sunflowers, and there was a whole big thing to know. So if not the Corps, can we put it where if they do a call-in saying it's overgrown, it's affecting their view and such, that we can put it in the bid for, sorry, I'm going blank on who the grass cutter is. Can he maintain it? Being it would be in the town to maintain it.
It's my
Years
understanding.
ago, when the Corps came build the levees, right, if you remember, they were cutting it to the ground. And then we came back and Ida B. Vedetis worked at the Corps in New Orleans, and they made it 8 inches to start cutting 8 inches, just to cut it. That's where them bean trees with the beans on it and all that would pull the roots out and make ditches in there. If you look at the manual, I know that CPRA is asking us to do this and do that, work on it, but the sunflower tree is not one of the main plants that should be on there. In other words, it's not on the list for that. So what happens is, if you look right now from the bridge side coming 3/4 toward the east right now, sunflowers are gone. So when some of them go cut the grass and all that, and like we talked about that today, the sunflower is not in the manual. In other words, it's not in the manual of keeping up. So you'd have to cut the sunflowers and pull the roots out, so it doesn't come out. And if you remember, the young man and his wife, not here today, they live on the east side, they did that. They went over there and they kept on questioning the Corps. And they come to the meetings and all. So when we was on the beach, all of us on the beach with the colonel, with the governor, the colonel that just got sworn in, he said, well, I'm gonna have an answer. Him and Doran is gonna have an answer for us about handling the beach. So some people got excited, why we leave the this would grow, that grow. But if you notice the grass today that's growing where the sunflowers dying, that's the grass that they're approving to keep. That was on the manual. So everybody freaked out when the sunflowers came up, and the beautiful flowers and all that. But in the meantime, by doing that, the ones that cut it, they cut it to the ground when like you just asked for, like we talked about today. If we could go to the Corps and ask them to keep it up to about 8 inches and keep the bean trees out. So that's something we're going to work with CPRA, and I told Jamie we're going to bring it up tonight, that take a ride tomorrow and just look at the beach. Now, the beach side, we don't want them to cut nothing. That was on their side. But when they came, they mowed it down. And like I said, that's something we never got an answer with, but then the sunflowers is not in there. So,
Sunflowers have no place on the levee, but we need the sunflower seeds for the birds. So we need sunflowers on Grand Isle, but not on the levee. The reason not on the levee, they do not
on
hold
the beach
sand
side, the
retention.
sunflowers are growing, you got to take care of the birds. But on that side, that's, so we never really got a true answer.
So can we propose that though? Because nobody wants the court says it's them. They don't want the camp owners to do anything. So just that it's all unequal, because the Corps, I really don't see the Corps coming down to maintain it. So why can't we propose to them, being we have the grass cutting bid already and him in motion, why can't he, when there's a call in, he can schedule to go maintain the grass, so he knows it's one person leveling it out, there's no this and that.
And that's what the mayor
We used the town
proposed.
tractors at one time to cut them.
Yeah.
So can we propose that, so we can,
Well, that's what me and Joe were talking about. We're gonna get back with the colonel and see where we at. You gotta go through CPRA.
Right.
Right, exactly. Right.
But
Already been noted that the town's, the grass, I'm not saying the town's growing. It's already been noted in the inspection report because I got notified today.
it's a big issue,
Right, but the town,
yeah.
the,
Look, couple things we can do. One, make a phone call tomorrow or following day, see if I can meet with
Yeah.
And see if we can come up with a compromise and say, look, let's cut to a certain elevation on the land side. We don't want to touch the thing.
We used to cut it 8 inches off the levee.
You have to enforce if somebody cuts the grass on the Gulf side, what is the punishment?
Right.
What is the punishment?
That's right.
Because we're
Mhm.
in agreement, we have to police it.
Right, well, see, the town has already, and the Corps, and CPRA has already agreed with the Corps, no cutting on the levee anywhere. So we need to talk with CPRA, and CPRA needs to get the Corps to agree to it. Otherwise, we're in violation of our agreement with the Corps.
Exactly.
Y'all, CPRA in the town, are hard.
Yes.
So we have talked in the past about this before the holidays, talk to them again.
Right.
We're just gonna sit down and talk with CPRA.
Yeah.
Look, we're gonna talk, present our cases.
Exactly.
Good,
That's
because,
the precedent.
right.
If you cut grass, we're gonna get nailed.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
And that's not going to help
That's what we
anyone.
talked about, yep. Okay.
So-
All right, what else we got?
Um,
That was it, James?
I'm good with that, as long as we continue to follow up with it, and hopefully at the next meeting, we'll have a better answer on what we're going to be proposing with the levy, because we have to know by cutting season,
Yep.
that we have to have
Exactly.
everything in place.
Exactly.
So that, I think, and turn it over to Harley.
I'll make a call tomorrow morning on my way down there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll call.
See where we at with that, that'll work.
Good.
Okay.
That's great. That's how
All
we
right,
get the ball rolling.
Ollie, what you got?
Just want to say we got maintenance program starting March 2nd, so I feel like that's a big accomplishment to announce. Also, I'm hosting the Easter egg hunt, going for April 4th at 1 o'clock. More details to come, be working on that, just to give everybody a heads up. And then another big question for me is where are we at with the issues with the water? And how can we better alerting the town, because I've been seeing that's a big issue, that there was no boil water advisory really given out. And then I've been getting a lot of texts from different property owners with like their tub filling up with brown water. So where are we at? And I know Sydney has said it's an issue with the whole town, but come to find out it's not the whole town issue. It's actually certain areas of the island. So where are we at to trying to better this water
They went in-
quality?
They came in and put the chemical in there
Mhm.
to burn, and they tried that. They're putting that all over as we speak.
Mhm.
Now, we had low pressure this past week during the holidays
Mhm.
on the other end. And with us working with the pipes and all that, talking with Cindy, with the parish, working in an area, working to put that 12-inch pipe down, what's happening right now, that, like, I opened my faucet the other day, and green water came out. Okay, on the bottom of my house, green water. And that's the blue and the red pipes that come down when it hits the sun for a few days and all that. So by putting the brim in there, the chemicals that you're talking about, that's supposed to start curing it. Now listen, we spend millions of dollars. We're coming all the way to Ludwig Street to tie in down Ludwig Street. So we put the pipe, we're going through the bridge side, we're doing, so we're gonna have some issues between the Cheniere tank tying in, we have some issues between that. And then they're gonna go up to Norris Street, and they're gonna tie into that line, because we ran a line from the Cheniere pump, the storage tank up to Norris Street. So then we're gonna come across the bridge, we're drilling across to the beach, I'm calling it the other side, and we're coming back, and we're gonna tie it into Norris Street. That's gonna make the whole system tie in together. By having a 12-inch alone LA1, people thought we was going all the way to the water tank. No, we ran that right here, right down the street. And you're gonna see that's why they're working, we're trying to get it done. So you're gonna have some causes in there. With low pressures in that area, you're gonna have that. But by putting that chemical in there, it's supposed to release. And then James, you had told me they had put that on the, I think Mr. Red found it on a bulletin board or something, the thing.
By the elevator.
By the elevator. And I asked that to send it, and he said they send it like that. They don't put it out that way. I said, wait a minute. And we had a meeting on that today, you and
Yes,
I. And I said, I want to talk to you. The council's gonna bring this up. The people want to know what's going on. That we could put this on Facebook, whatever we gotta do.
Or discuss and come up with an idea of how to best communicate to
Yeah.
the residents.
Right,
And
exactly. That's what I asked for. That's what I asked for.
And you and I had talked about
Yep. Mhm.
variable message board in front of the multiplex here.
Yeah.
Facebook, Also, telephone alerts that a lot of people get from
Right.
Jefferson Parish Water.
Right.
Because these alerts that we get, they're what they call emergency alerts.
Right.
So Jefferson, I feel Jefferson Parish Water should have done a better job of getting the message out. But maybe the town going forward can do a better job getting it out to the people also.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yes.
and that, we could use input from the community. What's the best way to reach you, to notify you of these things? I don't use Facebook.
Even so to all the
Water department has to
businesses,
Get the information to the mayor.
Yes.
Right, right.
Don't just put it on the wall.
Oh, no.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there was never,
They failed getting the information.
yeah.
Now, once they give the information directly to the town authorities, then it's up to the town
Exactly.
authorities to
Exactly.
deal with it and get the
Right.
information out.
That's exactly what I called him
Don't
today.
get known ahead that they were doing
I
it.
talked to him today about it. I said, we found it on the wall right there. I told you, you put it on Jefferson Parish, whatever. He said, oh, we just do it that way. I said, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
They put it here and they put it by the library.
Yeah.
James, that's what he told me. James told me in the meeting today.
Yeah, the library,
I called him.
yeah, they might get 5 people a day come in
I talked to.
on an average day.
With the
It's crazy.
chemical department,
Yes.
and she told me that they put the notice in 2 places. And I expressed to her that that's inadequate.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to do a much better job of getting the information out. for her
Agreed.
In the future.
Yes, agreed. And we, as the town, as the council and the town, we could, I think we need to have a stated, coordinated effort of getting these announcements out to the public. It's something that works for everyone. Like I say, I don't use Facebook. I don't have it on my phone. So Facebook wouldn't work for me. I wouldn't find out anything.
can we request that they also can put postage to like the grocery stores, the post office, the marinas, where there's more high traffic?
Exactly.
Churches,
Yes.
That's crazy.
But do we
Anyway, we
see,
talked
like,
to 'em.
when there'll be an actual clean, like, when will the water, we actually start seeing improvement? Because
I don't
right
know.
now, it doesn't seem like there is.
You gotta come in from the fish pack. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know it's just a real big
You're gonna have a
issue.
bunch of trouble till they tie everything in.
I think every time they break those lines on the side of the road, it gets
Yeah.
contaminated.
I'm just
Yes.
worried the parish is just not really coming with full information. Like I said, it wasn't the whole island. That was a lie. It was only certain areas of the island.
Well, I talked to him today.
And also when we do that,
talked to
what
him
we're
today.
going through right now
The
since it's.
situation that we
yes.
had, I called you.
Yes.
And I turned around, he called me back, he said, we're gonna get better with that, David. I said, yeah, I gotta
Good.
find out that it's in the library. It's in, you know what I mean, at the time, you know?
Because right now, the Jefferson Parish Water will be doing what they call a chlorine burn on Grand Isle. We're getting very high concentrations of
And
chlorine
listen,
coming through our
I
water.
talk to Turco and them boys every day.
Mhm.
And listen, they're doing a great job. They're running from all over the place. We got our
Right.
guys watching the gas lines. And
However,
listen, we're doing a major project, and the summer's coming. We're just trying to get it done, to get the water in and heal everything up and get the golf court patch back. So by doing that, you know, that's where we're at right now.
right. But what I'm saying, they're doing what they call a chlorine burn on our water from December 10th all the way to March 2nd. We're going to be high concentrations of chlorine in our water. Many people probably noticed it already.
Yeah, you got
Well,
chlorides. You got
after
chlorides
you
coming
do a
out. You got the
chlorine
berm
burn.
coming out your showers right
Yes.
now. Exactly.
After you do a chlorine burn, it's mandatory that you do a flush. And unfortunately, it's very expensive for the water department to flush a whole system for 20 miles to 16-inch water line for 20 miles. And then the way they have to do it is start at one end of the system, go to a fire hydrant, open it up for a stated amount of time, whether it be 30 minutes or an hour. Flush it, close that one, go to the next one in progression down, all the way down. It could take a week to do all the fire hydrants on Grand Isle. This is not what the fire department's job is. This is the water department's responsibility to do it. Because it's so expensive, they kind of we have to make sure they do it because they would like to just not
And
do
you know,
the flush.
And then there's not enough people to take a shower in the wintertime, so that just stays in your lines.
Yes,
You gotta
that's
do it.
right.
Right after Ida, and we haven't. So that's where a big issue comes into play, because if that's the case, we should have been seeing all this.
Yeah, I agree with you, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, at the time, that's, you know, that's what's going on, but we did talk today.
Yeah,
Like
so-
you talked, and I talked to him today, I told him we gotta, you know, when I found that out, I said, they should have kept straight to us.
Agreed.
He said, well, we don't put it on social media. I said, we gotta do that now.
Yeah, because,
It's crazy, that's what he told me today.
Eh,
But anyway, we're gonna handle that. Okay,
good.
all right, that's all you got, Holly? Good, thank you. Laura?
Have anything?
Okay. Brian?
All right, the park on Cemetery Lane, the street in the back, I think it's Landry Lane, in the parking lot, people are parked to get into the park. It's full of cars and junk trailers and look like somebody's just using it as their own parking lot.
Oh, Dennis Prazo.
I mean, can we get that moved? I mean, there's no access for people to park to get to the park.
That's Dennis Prejo in that area right there? Yeah.
Just directly across the street, man, that's all this stuff there.
I know it's a couple of years ago.
So it's abandoned?
No, he just puts his
See,
cars,
they
his
got
trucks,
a
you know.
box trailer, they had a trailer, an old car, an old truck.
We'll get,
I mean, there's nowhere to park.
okay, we'll get with him.
Okay, next thing,
Jan, put that on the note.
Carlos, where we at with this, I talked to you about the signs for that West Central Park. The guy in the camp keeps calling me about the signs, about no trespassing. I know you went.
No parking sign, we put a no parking sign.
Yeah, it was just like a handmade one. Did we get some ordered or something? I thought we ordered some from the stylist or something.
Yeah, we got some coming, so we put a sign, we put a rope.
Okay. All right, he keeps calling about it. Next thing, I talked to Joe, and tennis court, I think that fencing should be coming up pretty soon, correct? With that being said, I got a phone call about 3 days ago, and I think I brought it up a few months ago. I got a gentleman that's gonna fund the money to go ahead and repaint the court and provide a new net and provide lighting. So I'll put him in touch with the company that the parish gave me their contact that does these courts, and the guy's gonna fund it out of his own pocket and dress up the court.
Whatever happened with the money for recreational purpose only? Did anything ever come about it? It was like maybe a month or two ago.
Health and Awareness had a $200,000 for the island for Jefferson Parish for health and awareness.
Yes.
Right.
You could use it, you could do a pickleball court.
Right.
We just-
Timmy Kerner called me the other day, and
What's that, sir?
Timmy Kerner called me a couple days ago, and he's getting with theirs, I think it's Steger Sports or something. They're gonna wanna come down here, they're gonna wanna design it for the pickleball court, so it's still in motion. To build a
Right.
brand new pickleball. Yeah, he wants a brand new, he don't wanna upgrade nothing, they want a brand new pickleball court with fencing and everything, the whole nine.
Where are they gonna put it? I'm just curious where they gonna.
That's just something we got to decide as a council. I mean, we got plenty of room around where the park is. I mean, kids can play in the park by the community center, and their parents can be playing pickleball. Just add something more to the community. But that's something
Just
that we
start thinking
decide
where y'all
on
wanna
as a
put it.
community, As a council, but it is still in motion.
Where you think
He
y'all
was
want it,
waiting for that company to get back with him to get the
Uh-huh.
price and the proposal for it.
You talking about the tennis courts, maybe want to take?
My last thing I got, I know Harley talking about the water, and we having issues as well with the fire department. We in our year for getting rated, and we still have a lot of broken hydrants. And if you remember a few months back, I think Josh, the fire chief, came and presented a list, and I think we emailed it to the parish, and none of these fire hydrants have been fixed yet. And it will affect our rating, and the rating will affect people's fire insurance, and we don't want that. So I'm requesting that we get another letter from the town, send it to the parish, ask them where we at with these fire
Okay.
hydrants. And the fire department as well, they're gonna be sending one from their end as well.
Okay, and I'm gonna need your captain, the guy in the parish, was the Dale, the man?
Don?
Don, and then we'll get with Steve LaShute. Let me call Steve LaShute tomorrow, and we
Can I
can
request
push
that
it.
we put that on the special meeting also?
Yeah.
Because we're talking emergency.
Yes,
Right,
it is. There's
right.
one street on Grand Isle that they didn't have one single fire hydrant that worked at all. They came and they fixed just one, so one hydrant down the whole street, which is still not acceptable.
And y'all got the list, I know you boys
We
been
have
on
the
it.
list.
Okay, we'll get
It's like
that to me.
30-something hydrants that's not
I seen
working
'em.
in Grand Isle. And that's a
How
lot.
long have they not been working for?
We've been after them for 2 years. I know Mr. Darrell LaFont and all been after them before we stepped in, and they've been after them to get them fixed, and they still just never.
And we're waiting on the parish for them.
Yes, waiting on the parish.
we're gonna call,
So we will address it,
Yeah.
as oriented on the fire department, but I think it's,
Oh, enough's enough.
that the town steps in as well. I mean, this is
Yeah,
something the
absolutely.
community- The whole community's gonna be affected by it. Not just fire protection, but I'm talking about, your fire insurance is gonna go up, and we don't want that.
yeah, your boys was doing surveys all over. It was all over the island, Chenier.
I'd be very surprised if the whole city of Gretna has 30 fire hydrants that aren't working tonight. Yeah, this, yeah, but we're talking about, we have fire hydrants for emergencies. So,
I'll call
See
Steve.
on top of it, I'll bring it at the next meeting and see where we at, if we can get
Well,
an update.
well, the special meeting that we're calling, we should address it, have an answer on that at that time,
Get
or
that list
try
coming
to.
tomorrow, whatever you got, Jan will call Steve
Well,
LeShoot.
if we do that, we need to make sure we put it on the agenda, because whatever's on the special meeting.
Right.
we can talk about.
That's right.
That's fine.
Whatever date it is, they come up with after she looks at the calendar, I'll try to have an answer by then. All right?
Excellent, thank
And
you.
I'll push it, I'll start pushing it tomorrow. Give me that list. Okay, what else we got?
That's it, I'm.
Okay. Mike?
I want to thank Ms. Jan for getting with DOT, finally put up that 45-mile speed zone
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah,
Scott
They
Ball.
finally put it up, and Mr. David Michelle found out on Iberville where that water stays in the front.
Yeah.
That contractor was responsible for putting a culvert. We was working with him.
good. Good, because there's residents there that can't pass after the
Flooded
flood.
all the time.
Mhm.
Exactly. Okay, got anything else?
That's it, Bob.
Okay, again, like I said, you know, we're gonna have the auditors come in February 11th, like we heard just a few minutes ago. And then the asphalt's coming in, and we still gonna get some more if we run out. And then dealing with, watching the capital outlay requests, because kind of keeping an eye, Joe and I, you know, for the community center, see where we at, and try to get the rest of the money to make it happen, so we're watching that right now. And then, talking to Pat and talking to Joe Ogeron, they're gonna keep an eye on that, and there's a lot of money out there between the town, the levy boards, and the port commission, and Mr. Weller can tell you that. So, we're keeping an eye on that real good. Look like, you know, far as the, you know, the progress coming, like Joe explained about the rocks, how well it's gonna be done. That's an advantage, you know, when we get things done. So, we keeping an eye on all of this right here. But in the meantime, I just wanna let you know that, you know, we're gonna make this trip to Washington. There's a lot of meetings. I was talking to James about it and today, and there's a lot of meetings that we're gonna be attending. You know, so far, we got 5 of them with the legislators, the congressmen and all that. But, you know, things can change, you know, with our engineers right now. We're working closely with that. Neil and Marty Chabert and all of them, the guys gonna be there. So we're going for the housing. We're going, you know, the little booklet we talked about.
V-zone?
Yep, we're gonna be going, talking about the core, get on them. And so we got our little list and all that we're doing. Joe's making that little booklet for us, so we're gonna be working that out in that area, you know. So it's gotta be very interesting, you know, to work closely, and that's where you make your ties at working with the gang in that area, you know. So it makes it well, you know. So again, I want to thank all of y'all. Just give us a little time. We all work together to save this community, and hopefully no storms, and we get a lot done. And I want to thank the board tonight. You know, we work good together. We're gonna come up with some ideas and continue working together, you know. And I appreciate y'all. So y'all have a good evening, and thank y'all so much.
I make a motion to adjourn. Second? We have a motion and a second? Aye.